Thanks for tuning in. So you want to know my perspective on how to get better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Got 4 different ways of doing it. You need 4 wheels on a vehicle to move it forward. I think you need to approach Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in 4 different directions. One is obviously you need to go to a competent, certified Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu instructor to get your techniques and drills and information. So that's first and foremost. You got to be at a good school, and now we're 2018. They're everywhere. So that's the easy part. What you do, so that's the first part. What you do now with that information and those training drills and training partners is the second way is obviously to do note taking. I'm a big advocate on taking notes. It will help you remember. And on that topic of helping you remember, sometimes people will just do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They walk in a class, they do the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, and then they leave. They never think about it. They don't do no note taking, and it's easy to forget. So the second part, again, is note taking, but also doing it in your head. Sometimes we're waiting for a friend. Yeah, sometimes I'm parked at a parking lot waiting for a friend to show up before we go to the movies or whatever the case may be. And if you're just sitting there alone, start doing the reps, start rehearsing your last instruction class in your head, this last stuff that you wrote on your notepad. So note taking and doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in your head when you're away from your academy or your gym is a great way to remember and absorb the information. That's the second angle on how to get better. The third one is once you have your own basics and you have the lay of the land of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, because it's a complex map and you understand it a little bit, now you want to grab your cooperative training partner, someone from the class, someone that's on the same mindset as you are, and do your reps, do your own training. It's just not, I'm only going to practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I have my black belt instructor holding me by the hand for each rep or for each drill or for each round I spar. No, you have to take your own initiative and practice what you think you need work to better your game, where you want to go to in your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu journey. So doing your own training with a cooperative partner is huge. That's the third aspect of that. The fourth aspect on how to get better is sparring. Now everyone does competitive sparring. They want to make sure they tap the least amount and tap someone else the most amount. Well, you need the competitive sparring, but another aspect of sparring that I find that's overlooked, that is cooperative sparring. Again, a good training partner will be cooperative in sparring. If you know your training partner's been working on guard passes for the last month or 2 to get better at it, and he ends up in your guard, don't just squeeze your ankles and your legs and making sure he don't pass your guard. You're there for 45 seconds, a minute, no one's getting better then. Loosen up your legs, let him work his technique, he passes your guard. Before you know it, he's realizing what you need to work on, he's letting you do your techniques, and before you know it, you're rolling, and you get a great workout doing it. Just because you're doing cooperative rolling does not mean you're doing any less effective training or rolling. It's just as effective. It's safe. You get to work on timing, some sensitivity, some combination moves, and you up your game. Same thing with, you have to keep in mind on who you're sparring with. Maybe you work on your defensive moves when you're working with someone a little bit lighter than you or a little bit lesser of a rank. Then all of a sudden they become cooperative, and now you're working with your least favorite moves, or the ones that you need work at. And that's how you get better. It's just not competitive sparring all the time. I think it should be 50-50. 50% you do the cooperative rounds, 50% you do competitive rounds. One way of sparring is not better. I believe the 2 will make your game go up. Along with doing your own training, bettering yourself at what you feel you need to better at, along with note taking and doing it in your head. And obviously, the first and foremost is to get qualified instruction from a certified Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. That's my angle on getting better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Where I'm heading now with the channel is we're going to be doing guard offense. Someone's in my guard. What I'm going to do? I'm probably going to be hitting this topic 15, 20 different videos. I don't know, because there's a whole bunch of sweeps. We're going to do a sweep series. We're going to do a series on arm locks, do a series on chokes, control positions, maybe how to counter when they're passing their guard. So that aspect is really unlimited. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on that area for the next little bit. I hope you enjoy it. And as always, I really appreciate you tuning in, your support, and I look forward to seeing you on the mat soon.